Hello everyone, welcome to Gyan Mimansa. In today's video, we will be discussing a very important topic, that is how to choose optional. As we all know, the weightage of optional is 500 marks out of total 1750 marks in your mains examination. But not only this, the score in optional is very critical in deciding your rank or whether you get selected or not. It is not that it is just around 30% of your total marks, but out of 500 in your optional, the students can get 300 or even 320 marks. That is more than 60% marks. But out of 250 marks in any GS paper, in general, the highest score is around 120. So if you can see that in a GS paper, there is score is less than 50%, a good score. Even if 120 is a very good score in GS, it is still less than 50%, and a very good score in an optional is around 60%. So you can see that even though the total marks of optional is 500, but the importance of optional is too much, and it is sometimes the decider of the rank. So for choosing any optional, there are a lot of criteria, but these are according to my assessment, I put these 5 criteria while you can choose any optional. First is your graduation or your educational background. We'll talk about it. Second is your interest. Third is your strength. Fourth is your resources available. And fifth is the overlapping with GS. Okay. So first is your background. So if you have any good subject and you have a good hold on that subject, okay, then you can take it as your optional. If you have done it in your graduation, for example, if you have done geography, PSIR, history in your graduation or post graduation, or if you are a BTech student and you think that you were good during your 4 years, you have got a good knowledge of electrical engineering or any engineering subject, computers, CS, computer sciences. If you are a student from science and if you think that your mathematics was good, if you are a literature student and you think that your English, Hindi, or any particular language literature was good, then you can. There are around 23 optional subjects and 25 literature languages. Around 48 optional subjects are available. So if you have done any of those subjects in your graduation and you are good at it, not only that you did BTech with electrical engineering or computer science, still you were not good at it. So you need not to take that. Why not? I'll tell you the reason also at a later stage. But one thing is you need to have it. If you had any of these in your education, in graduation or post graduation, and you have a good interest and good hold of that, so that is very important. So there are a lot of subjects which if you have in graduation, BA, BSc students, BCom students, a lot of BCom students take commerce, a lot of engineering students, even after having good degree, they would be changing the subject from engineering to humanities or sometimes sciences. Okay, so it depends upon whatever you did in your graduation, were you good at it first. Second is the interest. How has been your interest in that particular subject? Okay, for example, you did graduation in any particular subject X. Although you were good at it, you didn't have interest. So I would not recommend you take that subject, because for optional you require to study for long hours and for around 1.5 years. Anyone who is preparing for 2022, now is the time to start optional, as I told in my strategy video also. So you need to complete your optional by 15th October. That is around, we have 6 months. For these 6 months, you need to choose your optional as soon as possible. So you will be studying for long hours, like around 3 to 4 hours per day for around 180 days, right? So and then revision and everything. So that is long time you are devoting to one particular subject. So if you don't have any interest in that subject, then try to avoid that subject if possible. There are a lot of subjects, as I told you, there are around 48 subjects in total, 23 subjects plus 25 literature languages. 48 subjects. So choose any one of them if possible, if you are not interested in what you did in your graduation, even though if you are good at it. Third is your strength. Some people has some people have some technical strength, and some may think that they may not be very good at technical stuff, and they can be good at remembering things. So you need to work out onto your strengths, because optional, as I told you again, is very important. So if you think that you have a technical brain, so go for some technical subjects, maybe your engineering subjects, maybe subjects like geography. If you are the student of bio, then you can go for zoology, botany. And if you think that you are good with concepts, or if you are good with numbers, mathematics, etc., so you can go with commerce, economics, mathematics, etc. So, and then if you are good at remembering things, and if you are good at theory part, then you can go for theory part. You can try subjects like history, public administration, sociology. So depending upon your strength, again, if you are strong with technical subjects, if you are strong in calculation, mathematical, or number based subjects where you can analyze properly, or again if you are strong at theory subjects, so you know your strength, how your brain works. If your brain is analytical, more logical, then go for these subjects. Brain is technical, go for this subject. If you your brain is good at writing, again if you think that you have a good writing skills, then again you can take theory subjects, because uh, as compared to theory subjects, technical subjects require lesser writing skills, more of a technical knowledge. So these are few things that you can take care of your strengths. Then the most important part comes is resources. Okay, so whatever your strength is, if you don't get good resources, then you may not be able to handle that subject properly. So what do you need for resources is, if you have a good teacher available, if not proper teacher, if you have someone to guide you in that particular subject, one thing, or it was your subject in graduation and you had a good hold on that subject, and also you are interested in that subject. Third, books, material available in the market. Okay, so these are good teacher or guide if available for you. If you're taking any coaching, then if there are a lot of good teachers, almost every optional there are good teachers, but for some optional you may not find good teachers, or all the year coachings. So that, or if you don't have any good teacher but someone is there who can guide you properly, okay, then one thing. Second is if you have a graduation, and third is if books and material are available. For example, you are interested in subject like subject X, and you are not able to move to Delhi, or you are not able to get offline coachings, you don't have anyone to guide you properly, right? So how are you going to complete the subject? It gets difficult, right? Only one thing, if you were good at it in the graduation, then you can take the subject. Okay, we will discuss further about this. So till now we have talked about, one is your graduation, that is background. Second is your interest. Third is your strength. Fourth is the resources. Fifth is overlapping with GS. So for this, you need to know the whole GS syllabus properly. You can watch the videos that I have posted. I'll be putting the link in the description box. But for example, in GS1, history is there around 75 marks. Society is there around 75 marks. And then geography is there for 100 marks. So if you are willing to take history, then it will help you 500 plus 75 marks here. If you're willing to take sociology, again 575 marks. If you're willing to take geography, 600 marks. But the issue with all these subjects, for example, next is PSIR, GS paper 2, it is 250 marks, right? And plus 500 marks optional if you take PSIR. Then in GS paper 3, you have economics. So if you take economics as an optional, then again you can get around 600 marks syllabus from economics. So, but all there is one issue with all these subjects: history, sociology, geography, polity, economics, and then if we talk about philosophy for GS paper 4, ethics, it helps in ethics a bit. Okay, so if we talk about these 5 subjects, what happens is the syllabus is bit lengthy, and UPSC knows this, right? Why? Now that they know that if you are taking geography, then you are also getting advantage in GS paper 1, right? So obviously it won't be, level playing field for anyone who is, for example, taking electrical engineering or commerce, because these subjects may not help in this any of the GS papers. So the subjects which are not overlapping with GS has comparatively a bit less syllabus. So if someone tells you that okay, take any of these subjects, for example, someone tells you take PSIR, 500 marks in optional and 250 marks in GS, right? 750 marks, it will be an advantage. Yeah, definitely it will be an advantage, but the syllabus would be equally low, lengthier. That is why every time I tell the students that UPSC makes the field very level playing. They try to make it best for everyone. They, from a rural area, from an urban area, from any background student, UPSC tries to make it very equal. So that is one of the reasons that these subjects have a bit lengthy syllabus than any other subject. Okay, so we have talked about 5 criteria, right? Now what you need to do before deciding is, first you will weigh, okay, all the above 5 criteria. First you will think about them, and you can even talk to someone who can guide you, or you can email me, you can talk to me through on the description box, sorry, in the comment box, or you can email me at arun110288 gmail.com. Any of your query, you can email me. So first think of it and talk to someone who can guide you properly, some teacher or who has been studying for some time, for preparing for some time, who has cleared the exam. Talk to them, who has been in touch with this field for some time. You can talk to them, or you don't have anyone, you can just email me your concerns and we can talk about it. Okay, after then you can shortlist, for example, subject XYZ. You shortlisted 3 subjects. Then now what you need to do is you need to download the syllabus of X, Y, Z, okay, and read the syllabus properly, full syllabus thoroughly, and you can the interest part, you can just look into it, which one part you are more interested in. Then second, there will be a lot of videos on YouTube regarding the optional strategy. For you can watch for X optional, you can watch for Y optional, you can watch for Z optional. Okay, and then you can decide that what kind of subject is this. You can download the book list, and you can try whatever book are available, and are the resources easily available or not. Okay, and if you think that if you can go for some coaching or teach some classes or not, then third part is you download previous year questions for 5 years for each of these 3 options. Okay, and read the questions, and if you think that you will be able to take this, then you can definitely. So out of these 3, you can decide on the basis of syllabus. One second would be the YouTube video for strategy. There are a lot of people who has been taking one subject or other, and they have been talking about the strategy for these subjects. My video is there for geographies, optional strategy. I'll be putting in the link on the description box. Strategy. And then third part would be the PYQs. After this, deliberate properly, take proper guidance, and then decide. Okay. For any of the subject, you decide X. Once you decide the subject, then try not to change it, try not to move on, because, and that is why we tell every student that decide with give a lot of thinking, proper thinking for this whatever you need to take optional. Don't think, some people maybe say that X or Y or Z optional is performing well. No, that it changes every year. Okay, no optional is constantly performing well or not. And if only one or two optional will be performing, then UPSC would be keeping one or two optional only. There are students getting selected from all the 48 optionals on almost regular basis. Okay, so the number of students for a few subjects may be more, and generally these are geography, PSIR, PubEd, sociology, and anthropology. These are few subjects which may attract a lot of students, because number of resources are available. A lot of people will be available to guide for these subjects. So as I told you, resources, availability of resources is one of the important criteria for deciding this. So this is the reason that these optional may see more students, because they are having more people to guide. There are a lot of teachers and guide available for these subjects. So that is one of the important reason. That's why once you decide the option, start preparing, download the book list from the whatever teacher you are watching for YouTube or anywhere, and take proper guidance. Okay, before so you can email me definitely at this, and you can put the description box, your queries in the description box. As I told you, optional is very important. Don't hurry. Okay, take your time and just decide once and for all. Okay, because once you decide and take a target, because first attempt is always the best attempt. You remember this, first attempt is always the best attempt. And if you make a mistake in choosing the option, then it may not be the best one. Okay, so be very careful while choosing the optional. And once you choose the optional, start studying with dedication. People may think that optional choosing it may not be that difficult, because it is 500 out of 1750 marks. But as I told you, you can get up to 300 marks in these 500 marks, and out of remaining 1250 marks, you may not even, very less people are even getting 550 marks, and a lot of people are getting 300 out of 500, or not 300, then 280 to 300 marks, right? So the difference is, the marks are 2.5 times the maximum marks, but the score is not even double. So you can see that the importance of optional. For any queries, you can join my Telegram channel, that is Gyan Mimansa AWP. This is my Telegram channel, and you can follow this YouTube channel. You can email me at arun110288@gmail.com. Yesterday I gave you one answer to write. We will be discussing the questions also in upcoming videos, and you can write the answer and email me at this. Around 4 students have emailed me, and I will be accepting the answer till 10th April for yesterday's question. All the very best. Take care.